want tense when you breathe in. The only thing you can do when you breathe out is, which is hopeless for one, because you need to control the energy. So if you try to take a breath and get this low, raspy sound, you try and get that. There it's looking really good. Yeah, much more open. Try a bit more. And then when you're blowing the horn, imagine you've got like a birthday cake with one hand, and your job is not to blow the candle out. It's just make it flicker a little bit, right? It's not. Yeah, again, take one deep breath, and then you need to breathe out like, slowly in. Okay, good. Now we're not saying anything else. Just focus on that and let's play the first phrase. Okay? Make sure that you're taking one of these really deep breaths because you've got to retrain your body. Because our brains, it doesn't know right and wrong. It doesn't know what we do. So you have to just feel it with the good information. And so when you've got to change something, you have to start slowly. That's cool. Everybody does that. So like this, right? Don't stop blowing the air. You're going to see some screenplays later. Our air is like their bow. If you imagine that they're playing with their bow, the moment they stop the bow, they have no sound, right? And it's a bit the same with us. At the moment we stop blowing down this instrument, doesn't matter how big your technique is, there's going to be no sound. So just focus on getting air through the horn, right? I think you're going to help yourself. The function of the right hand is to continue this counter line. So, can you show me the position of the hand? Out of the hand. No, the hand. Okay, yeah. So, now try. Take a breath. It's free. All the notes that before were a little bit flat in intonation, look, just imagine, just by changing the hand, listen how different the intonation is. It's without doing anything, just the hand. So if you make sure it's open, then none of the intonation will be too low. And it's easy to play. Yeah? Yeah. Let me try one more go, this first time, putting all these things together. Between the D and the E, you don't believe in yourself. Yeah? And I can hear it even before you play the E. Just really go for it.
So playing it, I feel like I get most uncomfortable with like my four fingers and when I really have to stretch. So in times like that, I tend to like slow down and practice and kind of like, yeah. So then when I'm about to play, it takes me like a while to like warm up and to kind of be confident when I'm playing because I've kind of struggled with like my bow, like my holding up my violin. I tend to bring in my wrist a little bit. That makes it harder for me to reach those high notes. So I'm kind of struggling with like fourth fingers or like trying to put third position in a new song. It's been kind of hard for me because I kind of like readjust to all that kind of.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot to think about at the same time, right? You've got your left hand, and is it your fourth finger of your left hand that you're worried about?
Yeah, it's kind of like my fourth finger.
Okay, I would like to try a couple of different exercises, and we can try it a couple different ways. Does that sound good? Okay, so the first thing I want to try, just to focus on your left hand, is I would like to hear you play the very beginning pizzicato, like you was doing in the back of the bow. Is that okay? You can just hold that right here. And up how much of those notes are ringing. Let me do it again and make sure that even that last note is ringing. And it's really in tune, it's going to ring a lot. Can you say just that much? Yeah, okay. It's hard to hear because there's a bit of noise, but if you're listening, this is much more ringing than this. You hear that? Good try. Okay, good. So try. Beautiful. Okay. So pizzicato is a really good way to practice your ringing notes and also your intonation. When things are really in tune, you're going to ring a lot better than that's before. Okay. I need a little tool. Does anyone have a pencil? Is there a pen or a pencil? Something I can borrow really quickly. That's great. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I'm seeing that sometimes in your hand it feels a little bit tense. You feel a little tense when you play. So this time when you play, I'm just going to do a little something to help open up the hand. Is that okay? So I'm going to go like this and see if we can find a little tunnel under your the neck of your violin. Okay? So go ahead and set up your violin as if you're going to play, but don't play yet. Okay? Right, and then I'm going to go and make it perfect. Okay? And then go ahead and put down your face note 52. Is it still there? So, okay, go ahead and go. Really good. Good. Yeah. Okay, good. How's that?
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
It was really good. So the more fingers that we put down in the harder it gets, the more tight you get right here. And then that actually makes it harder for us to play. So if you have friends that can help you, just remind you to open up right here. Go ahead and put your violin back up. Right here. So that it translates it nice and good for you, okay? Because when you put your put down 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 fingers. Yes, that was amazing. Okay? So just remember that you want that nice and good and calm, and that will really help your intonation and your hand notes. Okay? Do you touch the down a little bit, or do you need to? I think we should get that. Okay. Great job. Hi, my name's Natalie. I'm from Ireland. I live in Boston, but I grew up in New Zealand. And I'm really happy to be here. I liked how poised your performance was, your tempo and your rhythm was very accurate, and I think you're doing a really good job. I want to continue talking about beautiful sound, and one thing that I think we can work on together is your right hand. So before we talked about what we're doing in our left hand, and now I want to talk about your contact point. Now, you listen for me. I'm going to play two different ways, with two different contact points. That's where the bow touches the strings. And you tell me which one sounds more resonant with you. Okay? Okay, so you want to play it? Okay, that's the first one. Okay, ready for the next one? Okay. And maybe I'll give you a third option too. Okay, number 3. Okay, so tell me which one is the most beautiful and resonant one. Oh, the first. Yes, yeah, definitely the first one. Okay, so do you want to see where I was playing? So the first one was here. I was right here between the bridge and the beginning of the chord. Like this. Right in between, right in the middle lane, okay? The second one I was over the fingerboard. Let's feel the difference. And then the third one I was right here over the bridge, which gets really scratchy. Okay, so our goal when we're playing as violinists is to stay in the middle lane, okay? So you probably turn down to 5. Oh, okay, excellent. Okay, so we always want to stay in the lane. These are changing lanes, and we always use our signal, right? And what happens when we swerve and go out of our lane without warning? Oh, that is. Okay, so we want to stay in the lane. So in the very beginning, do you think you could play like this much without the music? Yes? Okay, excellent. So instead of looking at the music, I want you to be looking right here. And let's see if we can stay in the lane. Right. It's hard to do it when you're looking at the music, okay? So you can choose little sections that you know you can play without the music. You can just practice that a little bit looking down like here, okay? So, but then, the more that you practice that, the more that you have to do it without even thinking about it. You'll be playing the right lane, okay? Alright, one thing that really helps you play the right lane is to open up your elbow when you play like this, okay? So you don't open up your elbow on a down bow, this is going to happen, and then this happens, okay? And then you slide out again, okay? So try that one more time, and you can open up your elbow right here. So you've got a right angle, 90 degrees, and then you pull it out. Okay? Yes, exactly. Okay, so try put your bow in the middle. Okay, lift your bow, put your bow at the tip. Excellent. And put your bow at the top. Yeah, this one's hard. You might need to bend your feet right there. Over here. Okay, good. Try it one time. Middle. Tip. Frog. Ooh, tricky. Okay, go back to the middle. Do it really down there for me. Keep your eyes on there. Okay, try again. As soon as you keep your eyes away, get 9%. Excellent. Okay, try from the beginning one more time. Okay. And we're going to try and stay in the lane. You can look at the music when you need to, okay? We sort of go into your pieces. Can you just get a photo with the kids real quick with all you guys up there with your instruments? Because otherwise I tend to, it doesn't happen and then everybody is off in there. So Tyson and Andy and Lady, come on up here. And once all the musicians are up with their instruments, we'll just kind of have you guys, everybody sort of stand up and get our photo. Thank you all so much. Yeah, I think that works. Yes, I would love all of the musicians together, please. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. So I would like to introduce At the World's Edge Chamber Ensemble from New Zealand, correct?
Thank you so much.
Yes, top your instruments down and if you guys have a couple seconds, I would love if you could introduce yourselves a little bit, and let the music we're playing and a little bit about that ensemble.
Of course. Hi everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here with you all. My name is Ben. I'm Artistic Director of At the World's Edge Festival. And At the World's Edge is a chamber music festival that happens every spring here in Chicago and also in New Zealand which of course springtime is October. And we've been exploring for like the last week, doing a mixture of programs with some music by Chicago composers, music by New Zealand composers, and a few European dates in there as well. So we've got a few things to play for you this afternoon. With sort of a mixture of those things. And I'm going to hand it over to Natalie with the first one, if it's alright, and she's going to tell you a little bit about it.
So, I will be playing a piece for solo violin by a New Zealand composer named Gareth R. And it's called Wakatipu, which is the name of the lake in New Zealand. It's a really beautiful part of the country, and a lot of composers feel inspired to write music about nature. This particular lake has a legend about how it was formed, how it was created. And the legend goes that there was a demon who had abducted the daughter of the local chief, and so he was a bad guy. And when he was defeated, all that remained of him was his heartbeat, and that causes the rising and falling of the water in the lake. So the demon is still there, just his heartbeat. So in this piece, you'll hear a lot of the rhythm of the heartbeat, really quick and pretty intense. And what I love about music is that there's so much storytelling that can go on. Even though I play an instrument that doesn't produce words, it's still singing and still telling a story. And I think it's a very wonderful thing. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to take 1 second to set up.
Okay, so that was Gareth Farr's Wakatipu, which was written about the Lake Wakatipu in the South Island of New Zealand, which also happens to be where At the World's Edge performs every October. Our next piece is also by another New Zealand composer called Selina Fisher, and this piece is called Mata O. Now, Mata O is the Maori name for New Zealand's second longest river, which happens to also have its source, its beginnings, in our region of New Zealand, in the South Island, but a different lake, not Lake Wakatipu, but Lake Wanaka. And so this piece was inspired by, and first performed in a venue overlooking this lake, and is inspired by the idea of new beginnings, and the idea of a great body of water that's just starting to move into the Makawa River, and the idea of the long journey it's about to embark upon. It also happens that Selina was born in New Zealand but has Japanese heritage, and the words Mata O also have a meaning in Japanese, which happens to mean to meet again. So this piece is inspired by those two piece all together, and I realised we haven't actually told you who each of us are yet, so we'll get to that as well. Obviously, glad that we've met. We've met too. I was actually born in New Zealand but moved to the UK when I was quite young, studying music, and now privileged to spend my life performing around the world.
Oh, sure. I'm Julia. I am currently based in Columbus, Ohio. I teach at the Ohio State University, and I play the piano trio.
Hi everyone, my name is Zoe. I am born and raised in Hawaii, so not too far from New Zealand, but I live in New York City now. But relatively a lot closer.
Yes, and then the other end. As you probably can tell, like for charity music festivals like this, we don't play together all year round. We come together especially for the festival, so we've been together rehearsing and performing for the last week. And then after this we'll go our separate ways again. We'll meet perhaps at this festival or another festival in the future, but it's very much about individuals coming together and in the same way when we make music with everyone, right? We learn things from them and different ideas and share those ideas, and that's part of the spirit of what a music festival is. So to finish, we've got a piece by a British composer called York Bowen. And as you can tell, it's a quintet because there's 5 of us on stage. And it has a horn in it, so this is his horn quintet.
else will have some refreshments in the back if you have to grab a quick bite. But thank you all so much. Happy World's Edge to your grandson.
Yeah.
That's how he came from this meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yes.